Weather alert! Global warming has gotten so bad it now affects even the Dota map. Just look at it. It's all been flooded, it's all moist and slimy, there are weird frog people everywhere. Yuck! This also seems to be driving everyone mad, as evident from all the ridiculous off-the-wall changes we are witnessing. Invoker now has 3 different Aghanims upgrades because why not? Bloodseeker has officially ended his relationship with Bloodstone. Speaking of stones, everyone, and I mean everyone, will now be forced to grind
Minecraft style!
a new resource called Madstone to make neutral items. Marcy has evidently been doing steroids this past half year, as she can now lift even harder! Meanwhile, Dazzle seems to have spent that half year in Cauterize studying the secrets of Cagliostro or whatever.
Just a little while. Please be careful with the needle.
Our Warden no longer has an identity crisis. Well, at least not the original one. Sanjin Yasha is just as overpowered as before, but will probably be purchased even more often now, because guess what? You can disassemble it to make Abyssal freaking Blade. Speaking of blades, you are now no longer required to buy Silver Edge in order to have any shot whatsoever at winning a game against Bristleback. Ringmaster and Kiss have finally figured out what facets are. Congratulations! Windranger can now have the Ancient Apparition ultimate as early as level 1. Shadow Shaman now zaps harder than Zeus and Razor combined. Magnus and Pudge are real carries now. More real than before, I suppose. All of these changes and many more we shall discuss today in this Dota 2 7.38 Wandering Waters update video. Hello everyone and welcome back to this humble abode of gameplay and memes. Today I return to you finally after over half a year with more Dota 2 and well with another video which I also haven't done in a while. So yes, over that period of time of course many changes have happened in Dota. The Crownfall event has come and gone. You can see it right here. Lots of cool stuff has happened, including those 2 marvelously looking Arcanists over here. Yes, the update has come and gone, or the event has come and gone, and with it the 7.37 update, which introduced such new concepts that have never existed in Dota before, however have been clearly inspired by other games like, well, I don't know, like League of Legends, I suppose. The Facets, as well as innate abilities, where every single hero has this passive ability right here, as well as multiple facets to choose from that improve their various abilities. You can only pick one of them at the beginning of the game, depending on your lineup as well as the enemy lineup. Very cool feature, I very much enjoyed playing with it. But besides Dota, some changes also happened in my life as well. So, first of all, I calibrated in Dota finally. Nothing to write home about, really. Second of all, I've continued growing out my hair, as you can see right here. And by the way, this is the reason I'm not going to be showing my face today very much, because I still gotta figure out the lighting. There seems to be a problem with the lighting somewhere. And there are some other major changes in my life as well, but I shall discuss later, at a later date, at a later time, possibly during a live stream or so of some sorts. We shall see. But yes, the topic of today's video, of course, is the arrival of the 7.38 update, also known as the Wandering Waters. Yes, an update that radically altered the map. Well, not radically, most of the objects are still the same. Roshan has been shuffled around, the Tormentor has been shuffled around, and other cool stuff has also been shuffled around. And of course, the neutral camps have been shuffled around, with new ones being added, including some that evolve over time, becoming stronger and giving greater bounties as the game progresses. So I won't, of course, be going over every change that happened in the game. I am only going to look at those that are the most impactful, so to speak, the most crazy, the most interesting.
The void path proceeds.
So as you can see right now, we are walking between, well, we have been walking between mid lane and bot lane.
Novel.
As the Radiant, of course, the Radiant safe lane. And as you can see right now, Wandering World.
I know the way.
Yes, if you follow the current, you'll go faster. So the current flows from the mid lane towards the bot lane on the Radiant side, as well as from the mid lane towards the top lane on the Dire side. So wherever you are, you can reach your safe lane faster. A very useful feature indeed. And yes, as you can see right here, you got all this water over here. Well, you can pretty much see for yourself. Now let me show you the. Yep, there you go. There's the new neutral camp. So it's relatively weak as you know as the game starts. Yes, they all have new abilities. For example, this guy has an aura as well as some kind of a weird arm. This guy, I think, yeah, can cast a bubble that protects them from magical damage, but not other types of damage. Of course, every hero that can control minions, including Chen and Enchantress, as well as anybody with Helm of the Dominator, as well as Doom, can use all of these new abilities. So that's fairly fascinating. Oh wow. Why is this guy attacking me? I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. These are even smaller here. This is the small camp. The other one I think was supposed to be the medium camp, but this is the small camp. Has even weaker creatures. These polywogs. So as you are going against the current, you actually don't get slowed down. As you can see right now, I have no status anywhere. These are again these boglets, and whatever else you can think of. And of course, they also exist on the dire side. Any camp that exists in those rivers over there, you go there and you'll see the exact same thing. Keeping up with other changes, now the Tormentor, there is only one Tormentor that exists now. It also moves around just like Roshan does. It first appears at 20 minutes as before. Whenever it's daytime, it retreats towards this side on the other side of the map, right next to the Twin Gate now. So you go to the Twin Gate, and yes, this is the other place for the Tormentor, on the top side of the map. All well and good. After that, yes, at 20 minutes it first appears. I think since it's nighttime, the side it appears on is opposite that of Roshan. So Roshan stays in this pit right here until minute 15, and then he moves. So when nighttime hits at minute 15, he moves towards this one here. So yes, the Roshan is very close to the mid lane now, between mid lane and bot lane, or mid lane and side lanes, I should say. So yes, this is where he hangs out at night. And this is where he is right now. You can see right here, oh Roche, ow, that was very painful. He's also disabling my Blink Dagger, because he's Roshan. Of course, Roshan disables Blink Dagger.
Moving without traveling.
Moving without travel indeed. That's all what you can do with a Blink Dagger. Yes, of course, the terrain around the camp that we are already used to has been significantly changed as well. You can see right here, this is the mid lane. This is the hard camp that is supposed to be next to the mid lane. You can see it's very clearly different. There's a whole bunch of trees here, so it's really hard to stack this for melee heroes. However, for a hero like Void Spirit or Earthshaker or Magnus, who often visit the mid lane, it's not that big of a deal. Or should not be. There's the medium camp you can see right now. It's before the water. The cliff, yes, the cliff in the middle of the dire jungle has been either removed or just they have moved somewhere. I'm not sure. That part I haven't figured out yet. I'm pretty sure it's gone now. That one cliff, that the pillar like this that used to be here, I think it's gone now. So yeah, the Tormentor hangs out on the side of the map opposite Roshan, which means that, you know, at minute 20 when the Tormentor spawns, it should be daytime again, which means the Tormentor will be on this side because Roshan is on this side, and then Roshan, the next night, minute 25, Roshan moves here, and the Tormentor will be here. Moving towards each team's offlane, you can see right now, right here. First of all, we've got, now the Lantern. There is this thing that I think it used to be further towards the south. If I'm not mistaken, I've kind of already forgotten. But yes, the next big thing on the side lanes is the Lotus Pool, as you can see right now. So what you do to get the Lotus is just you enter this area that you saw circled around there. And as long as your only members of your team are in the pool, your team will get the Lotus. I think the hero who's like the closest to the center or something, or who entered first, will get the Lotus. But if members of both teams are standing within the circle, in that case, it will actually, it won't go to anybody. It will be contested. Now, as we're approaching the 7-minute mark here, of course, you know, the big thing about the side lanes as well is Wisdom Runes. Well, now they are gone and replaced with Wisdom Shrines. You get this one right here, just opened up at minute 7. And zoop. There you go. I got it. Same thing exists on the opposite side of the map. Let's see if I can reach it without... Yep. There you go. Zoop. There you go. They've also seemed to have moved the ancient camp away, so there is no more ancient camp here. As you can see right here, there is a hard camp, and this is a medium camp. And ancient camps, I'm not entirely sure. There is, of course, one here that still exists. This area is pretty much the same as it used to be, except there is no more high ground to place a ward on. This is also true for the opposite side as well. You can see right here. This used to be a cliff right here. It is now gone. But otherwise, yes, there's still a hard camp and an ancient camp in this area. I think they were supposed to... I'm not sure if there are any more ancient camps on the offlane side. I think they might have just moved one of the ancient camps into the river, as in it eventually like starts as a hard camp and then it evolves into an ancient camp. Okay, Sven is fighting everybody. Oh, Jesus Christ, right, yeah. We have, of course, WTF mode enabled, so we can blink, Sir Blink a lot over here. That's what we are. But yes, because of that, you're going to see some insane stuff happening. And I think, yeah, our team has a bit of, yeah, see? Pulls twice, stuns again, and yeah, Chaos Knight is basically invincible in this mode, I'm pretty sure. Unless, of course, he doesn't start the fight. But yeah. So this about sums up the map changes. Let me see if I've forgotten something. Yeah, I think there are more lanterns now as well. But yes, there are a lot fewer high ground spots where, you know, there used to be common ward spots where you could just place a ward and be done with it. Here, you know, on the Radiant safe lane, you no longer have this spot as well. It's gone. No such spot on the Dire side, of course, because it didn't exist to begin with. So yeah, I think this about sums up the map changes, and I'll be right back with you with the other kinds of changes very shortly.
Psych!
So I thought I was going to be talking about this stuff a little bit later, during the other phase. What is it called? Like the demo phase, I guess, but I figure it's actually better to do it right now, so I'm going to be talking about it now. The neutral crafting system has been completely reworked. As you clear neutral camps, you get stuff with which you will now be able to craft neutral items. Yes, so the creeps no longer drop neutral items, they merely drop the resource needed to craft those. Real quick. Yes, so fully clearing a camp gives you 2 Madstone, and then 1 is also given to a random ally on your team. Yep, got 4 now, and finally this one camp right here. There you go. The neutral items are still split into 5 tiers, so the higher tier the more Madstone it costs, and of course you need to be able to craft the item of the first tier in order to be eligible for second tier. You need to have an item of third tier in order to be eligible for third tier, and so on and so on. But anyway, after that, so you press this button, and there you have it. So the neutral items now consist of 2 different parts. There's artifacts, which is the unique effects that the items provide, and enchantments, which give you the stats. So before, you remember, for example, you know, the occult bracelet that gave you +4 to all stats, and then when you got attacked, it gave you the mana regeneration, blah, 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 blah. Now this +4 to all stats no longer exists. The category on the left, the artifacts, only gives the unique effects of the items. And the stat bonuses you can now choose. So for example, instead of +4 to all stats like it used to before, you can now get randomly chosen items, of course, and they get stronger with tiers as well, these enchantments. So yes, for example, I can choose the Occult Bracelet here, and then I can choose between this, Quickened, Movement Speed, Top Damage, Mystical Mana Regeneration, Brawny Health, so on and so on. So let me choose, let me choose this, for example, Quickened. So yes, my movement speed is now greater. Quickened Occult Braces is what I got. And now using that, yes, look at this right here, plus 15 movement speed, and the passive, of course, you know, if we do on WTF real quick here, on WTF, boom, do this, then go fight them, pay attention to the mana regen. It is now at 4.3. Yep. Because of the, of course, the effect of the normal effect of the item. So yes, some items can show up at multiple tiers actually, or some artifacts I should say, from the left column that you saw over there. Some items can show up in multiple tiers, usually adjacent tiers like 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 and so on. And of course, both the stats and the artifacts get stronger with each tier. So the Alchemist has gotten a new facet, you can see right here, 3 facets now. This one gives him plus 75 GPM for every Aghanim scepter he has done this with. Cool to your allies. You can see right here, Aghanims granted. Gaining 75 GPM, 25 bonus attack damage, and 5% bonus spell amp from Aghanim scepter granted to allies. Yep, so basically another passive for support Alchemist. Looks like they really want to make support Alchemist a thing. Not entirely sure if maybe Mixologist is still better. I don't play Alchemist too much, but yes, you get a whole new facet for these two boys right here. Also check out this super sick set I got. This is from the Crownfall event, of course. Of course, when I was doing my intro to this video, I completely forgot to mention that, you know, with 737 and with Crownfall, of course, also 2 heroes have been added. Yes, you've got this man right here, Ringmaster, who is mostly a support hero, has a fear, has a save, has a long range slow with percent damage, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Does the damage based on a percentage of max health. And of course, we also have his ultimate, which is like a huge, yep, what it does. Boom. Big damage. Yes. And of course, we got Kids, who has 2 stances. Has a stance system where he can switch between stances. Of course, you got this thing right here. You have damage over time. You have the wave. And of course, yes, and the other stance being attack a lot, silence and mark and whatnot, and also ooh, there you go. Yes. But anyway, Anti-Mage. He had a to choose between facets that gave him bonus damage from Mana Break. Where is it? Right here. Yep. Anti-Mage had to choose between the facets that gave him bonus damage with Mana Break. Or, yes, exactly. With Mana Void, but also Mana Break, I suppose. Or maybe it's just it's independent from either of these abilities. I'm not entirely sure. I don't play Anti-Mage. Or the other facet which would reflect spells when his Counterspell was active. Now that has been changed, and now Counterspell is always active on him. Let me take a line here, line over here. So let's say he moves a little bit further. If I stall the Anti-Mage, and boom! Reflected. So yes, so the facet doesn't matter. You will always reflect them. However, the Magebane's Mirror facet that used to reflect now simply improves the reflected spells. So let me demonstrate with the other facet. Oops.
Truth compels me.
There you go. See, still reflected, but a lot less damage done, specifically because we chose a different facet. Yep.
Yes.
So we can now always reflect, but yeah, you have the best of both worlds. You get this facet that gives you bonus damage for missing mana, and also the reflection thing as well. Okay, Arc Warden now had his facets completely reworked, and also I'm pretty sure you get his Tempest double reworked as well. Yes, so now it doesn't matter if the Arc Warden is on the Radiant side or on the Dire side or whatever. The things are still the same for both the Arc Warden and the Tempest double. And yes, and also the Tempest Double no longer gets punished when the Arc Warden dies.
Knows this power. Voltage phasing onward.
Yes. But yeah, the important part is that you can see right here, it's fracturing, it's losing movement speed over time. Let me demonstrate again. Yeah, so yes, it loses its sense of self. You can see its movement speed is decreasing. It also gives miss chance as well. Not sure if we can demonstrate that before. Yep, miss right there. And more misses? No. So yeah, instead of the Tempest Double losing its sense of self based on where it is, how far it is from Arc Warden, or if Arc Warden dies or whatever, now the Tempest Double just loses its sense of self over time, becoming less and less stable, losing movement speed. But also, with this facet, for example, the Rune Replica, when the Tempest Double is created, it's created with the power of multiple runes. So if we level up our Arc Warden to maximum, and refresh as well, yeah, you can see it loses all of its movement speed. It's 185 when it dies. Yeah, so now at level 3, you have the power of invisibility, arcane, and haste runes, so you can see. Ooh, ha! Oh, and haste as well. So it runs around like mad as well. Very cool. And of course that stops, and then the speed rapidly decreases again, already below 200 with 8 seconds left. Yep, and now it just did. The other facet is called, what is it called? Tower Capture. And this facet affects Arc Warden himself, so if I spawn these little beauties right here, you can see, so right now the stats are 104, 121, boom, 106, 123, 107, 134, and so on and so forth. Okay, you stop attacking, please. You'll feel like here somewhere. So yeah, I'm assuming this facet Arc Warden is specifically designed to rule the rain in the mid lane. I guess, yep, you go Power Capture, you can see it on top right here. Yes, overall very cool changes. It's too bad I don't play Arc Warden. Maybe I'm eventually going to, but right now I'm not quite that desperate yet. So yeah, Bloodseeker got a substantial rework. Of course, you know, everybody knew that he had to be nerfed into the ground, considering he had over 55% win rate, I'm pretty sure, at Divine and Immortal before the end of the last patch. So yes, of course, he had to get nerfed. So he no longer has his Aghanims Scepter Blood Mist, as you can see. Where is it? The Scepter. There you go. He no longer has his Blood Mist. Instead, it upgrades his Blood Rage. Because now, when he does that, he does percentage-based damage to enemies, and the damage is also pure. Now, lifesteal has been reworked in this patch, so Bloodseeker has a rather unique relationship with lifesteal. That being the fact that the Semivore, yes, every time Bloodseeker deals pure damage, now he's gonna lifesteal from that as well. That is unique now. You cannot normally lifesteal from pure damage anymore. There are only a couple exceptions in the game, and Bloodseeker is one of them. So, you can see right here, boom, rupture, and there you go. He is healing. It increased the bonus movement speed and also increased the healing while Thirst is active. That is specifically for the Thirst facet, that doesn't work with other facets, which I'm pretty sure is still better. But you know, Bloodseeker, I think he's seeing considerably less play now because of the changes, so yes, he definitely got nerfed. We shall see how much exactly that matters in the end, but yes, it is very much notable. Now, Bristleback has probably gotten some of the hardest nerfs in the whole patch. They completely destroyed him because now, first of all, his Coil Spray is considered return damage, and you cannot lifesteal with return damage. So as you can see right here, if I press it like this, so I do some right clicks first. Boom, Quill Spray. See, no healing. Yep, no healing. Now if I refresh and do something like this, still no healing. There you go. So Bristleback has been considerably nerfed because, you know, before you would have Bloodstone, and then you'd turn your back on your enemies, turn on the Bloodstone, and you could essentially stand in the fountain and survive because your quills would do so much damage, the quills from Bristleback specifically. And by quills by Bristleback, I mean his passive, yes. From his passive, you could lifesteal from these, and you could kill the entire team while just turning your back on the enemy fountain. That was very simple. Now it's impossible, because the additional quill sprays you get from the passive no longer trigger lifesteal. But even more importantly than that, Bristleback probably got an even harder nerf in the form of a new item. Or not new item, but, you know, an old reworked item that you can witness. So let me see if I can find it right here. There you go. So whenever you can, so now the way Khanda works is, first of all, it no longer increases your attack damage because it's not made from the same thing as before. It is made, as you can see right here, from the phylactery, the tiara, and the recipe. So no more crits, no more bonus attack damage from that. But it is, I am pretty sure now, cheaper by 5,900. Well, maybe I'm mistaken on that, but the important part is that if you do this, sorry, ability not learned, whoops, my bad. So if you cast it like this, break, you can see right there, it says break, because, yes, it actually gives break now, which means if we do it like this, so boom, boom, boom. No, you see no quill sprays at all. Zero quill sprays on any of these heroes. Specifically because of that. Yep, no quill sprays. One quill spray, sorry. The first time the lion fingered him, that worked, but that's it. No other quill sprays. So yeah, you're no longer required to buy a Silver Age on heroes where Silver Age makes no sense. You can just buy Khanda on a, you know, hero with a single target ability like the Lion, Lena, Zeus, Skywrath Mage, and then Bristleback, make the Bristleback useless. Of course, you know, it only works for 3 seconds, the break does, but it is still something incredible, something that I was looking forward to for a very long time. But yeah, the damage of the Khanda itself, of course, has of course been substantially nerfed, but, you know, damage isn't the most important part. The most important part is the break.
Indeed.
Which, in my opinion, was a great idea. So Chaos Knight had his strong illusion facet removed. I already don't remember what it's called. I think it's called Phantasmagoria or something. Now he has a facet that is related to his choices of artifacts, as well as, yes, one facet that is related to crafting neutral items. Yes, he has now the ability to craft the artifacts of next tier, specifically artifacts, not enchantments. So he cannot get extra stats that would not befit his tier, but he can get new effects that will be stronger. So yes, all very nice facet, but you know, it's a little bit hard to talk about without actually playing the game. So instead, we're going to focus on this one, where he can now throw his Chaos Bolt at multiple people. So, there you go.
To hell and back.
So it splits. For some reason it only hits one enemy, I'm not entirely sure why. I think it should be 2. There, yep, there you go. So from the first Chaos Bolt, the way they split is one of the targets hit, one of the additional targets is hit with the same stun, and the other target is hit with the same damage as the original Chaos Bolt. However, both the secondary targets do not get both effects, only one. Yep, there you go. See, Lion got stunned, Ringmaster got damaged. Yep, same thing. It's a bit of a bummer that, you know, the secondary target that gets stunned takes no damage whatsoever. I would have liked to see at least, you know, like a 75-25 split between them in terms of damage, but, you know, it's still very cool.
The middle tower is under attack.
Chen now has an additional facet, of course, related to these new creeps. So if I so if I summon a convert like this, there you go. Got this big dude right here who can cast what is, oh yeah, the water bubble. It blocks some magical damage. Yep, you saw right there. It blocked some damage, like he would have still survived, but you know, it could still matter. So, yes. A nice little addition for Chen players as well. Of course, I don't play Chen either, so I'm not entirely sure how that would work as a whole. But yeah, there you go. Crystal Maiden now has two brand new facets, one of which substantially increases her damage, basically like makes her do way more damage than Lina, though of course with much greater mana cost and cooldowns. So if you can see Arcane Aura can be activated. Now the ult costs 300, this costs more as well, and now boom, and now I can no longer cast my ult, whoops. Yeah, that's probably bad. Okay, let me see, can I get, yeah, let's get like Meteor Hammer, I guess, for extra mana, and try it again. So boom, of course we're targeting Lina because we're Crystal Maiden, you know. Yep, so way more damage, just like, trust me, it is actually way more damage, but yeah. Oh damn, I got to kill the Lina twice. Amazing.
I'll not argue.
Yep. The duration is paused while channeling Freezing Field, which means that, yeah, lasts way longer. And if you got the Aghanims Scepter, you can keep casting all of these spells as well. Two extremely devastating effects. And the other facet focuses on more on supporting. Like this, so you max out Crystal Nova, I'm guessing, or maybe you still max a second after this, but anyway. Boom, there you go. Get a physical barrier, 130 physical damage for Kiss, and 260 for Crystal Maiden. The most important part is that the ally, of course, needs to get hit by that, by the Crystal Nova. See, if I don't get hit, I don't get any barrier. So, yeah. Pretty cool stuff as well. Yep, blocks some magical damage. Very simple, very straightforward, but I feel like the other facet that, you know, with the bonus damage can make her give her a hell of a lot more ruckus. Let's just say that. Alright, so Dark Willow. Dark Willow is now an intelligence hero. There's been a bit of a reshuffle of heroes. Some of them have been turned into intelligence again. For example, Darkseer and Invoker are also intelligence heroes, as well as Dark Willow. So now we've got a new facet. They removed the most annoying facet in the game, that was the extra maze thingies. What is it called again? Bramble Maze. Yeah, they removed the extra things. And instead they added a new facet that focuses on the Cursed Crown.
1 hour.
Dealt to the target by the... Okay, yeah, I see it. I see the problem now. Okay, so yeah. The damage is basically... Okay, I need to create a tank for me to make fun of. Let's create this guy right here. Level him up a little bit more. Okay, so let's see. Yep. Use this. And then... Oh. Boom! There you go. There you go. Extra damage. You saw it right there. Y'all saw it right there. Let's try it with the other thing as well. Step away. Boom! Massive chunks of damage dealt right there as well. And yes, the Aghanim Shard, in addition to the normal stuff, also allows this this to happen, even if the Cursed Crown was dispelled. So, if the crown is dispelled, of course, you know, you don't get stunned by the but the damage will still be dealt. Two new facets for Dawnbreaker. One of the other ones has been removed. The Gleaming Hammer, the Healing Hammer thingy has been removed. So now we have this instead. So what does it do exactly, you ask? Well, let me show you real quick. So we've got the chaos attacking here, and then boom, boom, boom. And suddenly he attacks much faster. Starship Surge, 54 attack speed.
I think it's this way.
There you go. Very cool. And finally, the other facet, we've got the... Suddenly movement speed. There you go. Pretty cool. You know, if you're trying to catch somebody, you can help your allies catch them as well. And I feel like, you know, the Starbreaker facet is kind of like cooler, you know, because you give your carry attack speed or whatever. So overall, pretty interesting changes, and yeah, I never understood the Gleaming Hammer facet anyway, so I'm kind of glad this one is here. As a replacement, at least it feels somewhat viable. Alright, so we're getting to the big changes now. So we've got Dazzle, for example. Dazzle had a brand new ultimate now, or has, I should say. So basically what you do is you hide in the corner, and you need to cast that. Boom! And now, instead of yourself, you are controlling this immortal soul, which is completely unkillable. It's target invulnerable, you can see right here. And it buffs all of the abilities that you already have. It lasts for a fair amount to its, what is it? 15 seconds, yep. So, cast this. So, this stuff gives more, I think it gives more healing. Shallow Grave also heals, and yeah, Poison Touch hexes. So the Aghanims Shard of Poison Touch has been removed, but now you have this instead. Yeah, Shallow Grave heals also during the ult. So yes, during the ult, once again, repeat, I should repeat to say it properly. While the ult is active, Poison Touch hexes enemies like the Shard did before. Shadow Wave has less cooldown, and Shallow Grave heals when it expires. The ult can be ended early. However, the very important part is that while you're channeling it, doing your own thing, your enemies can just do this and completely smoke you while you're doing this thing on the side. So gotta be real careful with that. And also, of course, another very important thing for Dazzle is the fact that, yes, his facets now, when it comes to the facets, Poison Bloom and Knottled Boon, he still has the same facets, but depending on which you choose, either your weave will give more armor to allies with every spell, or damage more the spells that affect enemies will reduce their armor more. Depending on which facet you choose, the Poison Bloom reduces armor on enemies. Choose the other one, increases armor on allies. Very cool stuff with Dazzle. Definitely fun to try out. I haven't tried it out myself, but maybe eventually. Maybe I'll try it once people have figured out how to counter this, so I will just, I will just constantly die in the bushes like this because I'll lose track of my hero, of my real hero. And just die, because the enemies find me before I do find myself. Now we come to the first truly broken hero of the new patch, and that is of course Dragon Knight. So they reworked some of his facets slightly, namely the Corrosive Dragon now applies damage over time from every attack, from every ability, from everything, and also all of his abilities do physical damage. That is if you choose Corrosive Dragon or Green Dragon. However, the reason we're here is because of Fire Dragon, which is now just ridiculous. So basically, every time you level up Worm's Wrath, which people now max out first, like I'm doing here, this happens. You do a hell of a lot more damage. For reference, compare these attacks to the attacks by Kez. And now Dragon Knight. Boom. 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 That's like twice as much damage as a level 8 Kiz is doing. So yes, this basically, every time you level up the Worm's Wrath, your attacks gain additional magical damage that they just casually deal. Yep, just extra magical damage, nothing special. And when you are in Elder Dragon form, first of all, it now does splash damage regardless of the choice of facet, but it doubles the bonuses from every facet. Sorry, no, it doesn't double it, it increases it by 50%. My bad. But yes, basically, Dragon Knight is completely broken right now. And I played one game of him, and I went like, let me show you real quick. I played one game of him. And I won 23-115. Well, it didn't really help that I was, against the Lion mid. Which Lion mid is, of course, not the best thing in the best of days, but right now, it's probably even worse with all the other crazy stuff happening. So, yes, the game lasted, well, almost 40 minutes. In that time, I managed to deal 33,000 damage, absorb 46,000, and of course, you know, top GPM, top everything. Not even a contest. I mean, our Warlock somehow managed to have 0 deaths. I have no idea how that happened, considering the enemy team was a Spectre, but yeah. So that was a super fun game, and definitely felt broken to me. I think he had like 60% win rate or something ridiculous. That is in higher ranks. It's like in, you know, in Divine and Immortal. So extremely powerful right now, even though the change is very small, very straightforward. Still, because of how much damage this Worm's Wrath alone does, and because Dragon Knight was already super strong, you know, with his Dragon's Blood, of course, it is, you know, it is quite a powerful character that is very much super, like, overused right now, and for good reason. Faceless Void. So for Faceless Void, they considerably buffed his time zone. I still don't think too many people pick it, but yeah, so. Yes, of course, you know, you've got this going on, the freaking projectile speed, the bonus attack speed from the that applies to the allies as well. I'm pretty sure. Let me see if I can arrange all of that happening. Yep. It's essentially the same old thing, but they just buffed up the stats. I'm still not sure if anybody fixed that, but I suppose you have more reasons to try it now. It is supposedly even better. This little cube over here. Hoodwink. So for Hoodwink, they removed her rebound straight shot facet, where, you know, the acorn shot down stuff of trees, but introduced the facet called hip shot instead, which decreases the charge up time of her ultimate sharpshooter, and also reduces the cooldown.
You smell something?
It's basically like, yeah. Basically, you do it faster, it is removed faster, and the cooldown is also much faster. 22.5 seconds.
Anyone know where we're going?
That is extremely short, considering, you know, compared to whatever was happening before. It's a very simple change, but yeah, I guess they decided that the strike shot was either too powerful or didn't fit or something, so now it's gotten completely removed, and now it is something completely different. Huskar, he had another facet introduced. 2 facets deleted, both the AoE slow from the life break as well as the AoE heal from life break have been removed. And now instead he has this new facet where his Berserker's Blood becomes active. So essentially what happens is, if we do all these abilities, so let's say our guy is eventually with Battle Hunger, so this concussive shot and this, boom, press the SWAT button, it all gets instantly removed, and then boom, get healing for all the debuffs that have been dispelled. Oh, we also got a slow burn with Venus, so maybe we can do it better. So boom, 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 and boom. 328. There you go. So after a little bit of a delay, he gets healed based on how many debuffs he has dispelled from himself, like this. And yeah, he just kind of can keep going even further, or even longer, during a team fight. So, you know, Huskar was already a nightmare to deal with during laning phase, unless you specifically had heroes to counter him. But now, even, you know, during later stages of the game, fighting and whatnot, he can keep his act up even longer if he uses Berserker's Blood at the right time and dispels a whole bunch of stuff, and then gets healed for like thousands of HP. It can actually reach thousands quite easily. In case you're wondering. Oh, I shouldn't have removed the lion like this. I can't see him anymore. Probably not a good thing. Wow. He decided to hide real great there. But yes, so Huskar. I've tried one game of Huskar because I heard he was also completely broken. However, you know, He still remains a last pick hero, as in, you know, he's only really good if he doesn't have super massive counters to him. And I did go, you know, just for the fact that I've never played Huskar pretty much in recent years, and the fact that, you know, there is no experience from me at all, and I can't really toggle armor all that well. I think I still did pretty well in that game. Second in damage, I think it was, well, not that much actually damage received at all, because, you know, Huskar does all of his damage to himself already. But yeah. So it looks like nowadays people actually build phase boosts on him more often than power treads in order for, you know, to have movement speed to get around and keep throwing those spears, as well as Dragon Lance and eventual Hurricane Pike, in order to capitalize on this facet, because, you know, you don't necessarily have to jump in now. You can just, you know, take some damage, take some disables, dispel them, and then heal yourself and stay in the fight a little longer, while not necessarily being, you know, in the very thick of it. Because from my experience, if you jump in first with Life Break, you just die instantly. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that, but yeah. Still, you know, I don't think I will be playing Huskar because I still hate it. But yeah, if you were ever interested in trying it out, I guess now is the time. Because there is some new stuff, and, you know, maybe it can be more interesting that way. Anyway, let's get to the big one. Another big one after Dazzle, and then after Huskar and Dragon Knight, I guess. A lot of, you know, a lot of heroes in the same, in a very close alpha positions. This is very interesting, I dare say, but yes. So Invoker, the big thing, first of all, he's now an intelligent hero, and his damage is trash. As you can see right now, 70 at level 7. This is completely unheard of for universal Invoker, but now since he is intelligence, you know, kind of to be expected. So the big thing about Invoker is he now has separate Aghanims Scepter and Aghanims Shards upgrades depending on these facets. So he has 3 new facets, one focusing on Quads, one on Wicks, one on Exhort. And each of these facets, basically, first of all, it improves the corresponding element more. As you can see right here, where is it? Yeah, grants 2 current and max levels of Quas, and also grants new Aghanim Scepter abilities based on the facet. So starting out with Quas, you have Ice Wall, and Invisibility Ghost Walk. So first of all, Ice Wall, these guys are very uniquely lined up for me, very nice. Makes the Aghanim's Shard makes the Ice Wall much bigger, and also does this. So if they stay in the wall for 3 seconds, they are going to get hit with additional burst damage, as well as get rooted. There you go, that's the Shard. And the Aghanim Scepter, Ghost Walk applies to all allies within a 500 radius whenever you cast it. A 600 radius, excuse me. So, you know, all of your allies who get hit by it, also slow enemies, also are invisible, move with increased speed as long as you've got enough levels of Wicks, which I don't have. And also, I'm pretty sure they all get, yeah, Ghost Walk gives health and mana regeneration, so they should get that as well, right? Let me see. Now, Ghost Walk. Yep, there you go. HP, mana already regenerated, HP already looking much better. So that's it. I've already tried actually with this, I've already tried playing Invoker with this facet. It was really fun, even though I didn't really get to use the Shard or the Scepter. The game ended before I could get the Scepter. It was my first ever ranked game on Invoker, and I actually really enjoyed it, despite, you know, missing a whole bunch of shots, missing some abilities, you know, maybe not using abilities optimally. Sometimes casting abilities by accident. That was the most embarrassing part, probably. But yeah, so this is the Quads facet. What is it called again? It's called Scholar of Chorix. There you go. Because I'm pretty sure the Ice Wall is like the Great Wall of Chorix or something like that. Facet based on or focusing, centering around Wicks. So, well, that yeah. So we'll need once again Scepter and Shard. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, Cold Snap only heals Invoker with the Quas facet now. So yeah, if you Cold Snap, boom. See, I'm not healing from it. Because, yeah, that is only now reserved to the quad facet. So, EMP. What else do we need? Tornado, right? Yes, Tornado EMP. So, what happens now? Let's see. Tornado. Viewing. Creates additional twisters while the tornado flies and after it expires for an extra 4 seconds. And the EMP has the same effect as before, like this. Yep, there you go.
Scouting
Oh,
location.
yeah.
Why not?
Very well then.
Let me see, so can we combo these? It's a little bit going to be a little bit harder with this. Yep, good combo that, real good. Yes, that is how it works. Now, this Aghanims upgrade is generally frowned upon as of now. I mean, the Scepter upgrade is frowned upon, but of course the Shard upgrade more than compensates for it, as we know. This is the old Invoker. Shard EMP is extremely powerful with this particular upgrade. And of course, you know, the Wix facet gives you additional possible points of Wix, eventually leveling it up to 10.
Concentration.
For even more damage and mana drain with EMP and all that good stuff. And also, I think, let me see. So it also gives you bonus attack damage based on a level of Wix. So if we see here, see, well, there you go. After it ran out, he had to step up to actually attack again because, yes, specifically on Invoker himself. If you use the Alacrity on yourself, you will get extra attack range from it. Of course, this isn't a Shard or a Scepter upgrade, it's just built into the facet. So, of course, the Exhort facet that also exists, and that also gives me another idea of what to show you here, because, you know, there have been some item reworks in addition to the ones I've already mentioned, so if I can find them here. Let me see, here. Alright, so, first and foremost, of course, the Scepter and Shard, so, that's Forge Spirit, there you go. So, the Aghanims Scepter upgrade is the same as before, it's Cataclysm, so Alt F for quick cast people, boom! And, after you do that, you create a, for every Sunstrike that hits a hero, it creates a Forge Spirit at their location. Of course, of the current level, based on the on Quas and Exhort. As per usual, as the Forge Spirits are per usual, you know. Yeah, let's go get these guys killed in the fountain because they don't really. We don't need them for the demonstration anyway. Yes. So just one button. There you go. So Alt F, quick cast, boom. And yes, a million Forge Spirits attack. We get another Rampage, because why not? And yeah. Big on!
Yes.
So yes, that is the Shard upgrade. Every time a Sunstrike hits an enemy, if we do even a normal Sunstrike right here, boom, there you go, Forge Spirit. The important part is that I'm pretty sure, let me see again. Yep, so it doesn't matter how many heroes a Sunstrike hits, it's always one Forge Spirit per Sunstrike. So it only really creates this massive horde of Forge Spirits with Cataclysm.
Time to hot foot it.
And the other, of course, thing that comes from the facet itself, not from Shard or Scepter, is the meteor is much bigger. And also, even at low levels of Wix, it can still travel pretty far. You can see it, yeah, we just got a double kill. Even though, oh, well, we are level 11. So that's a pretty high level already, but anyway, yeah. But yes, the other reason I wanted to show you this is because, of course, Invoker can make great use of the new Gleaming. That's right, Gleaming, the item that used to be built from Maelstrom and, or was it Maelstrom and Rod of Atos, has been reworked. It now no longer includes Maelstrom, so no passive Chain Lightning. Instead, it includes a point booster and a recipe, and that's it. But, and the recipe I think is much more expensive at 1100, but anyway, so the reason it's done is because they now separated the AoE increase mechanic from Bloodstone. It's no longer on Bloodstone. Instead, it's now on Gleaming. So Gleaming increases the area of pretty much everything. You can see right here larger radius of Sunstrike. You cannot see that, but anyway, let me show you. So, how do you do the combo? Oh yeah, so Gleaming and boom, Deafening Blast. Yes. So that makes the meteor even bigger. And of course, yes, creates even more problems for the enemies. So yeah. Because Rod of Athos can serve instead of Fuel Scepter, as long as your enemies don't have like magic, magic immunity, like Life Stealer, or if they don't have the, too many stuns at long range to stun you and prevent you from casting, you can just do this kind of spell combo and just, one-shot them. You just saw, right? A level 11 Invoker just casually instigates a level 15 axe, no problem whatsoever. And yes, Rod of Athos being, giving health as well as intelligence, already things that Invoker likes. And then put it together with the Gleipnir, the roots to the AoE increase, and you get an absolutely superb casting combo. And of course, in addition, Invoker can do the whole, if we level some folks here to max, and then we go like, what do we have? We have like, this. And then of course we get triple meteor, the radial deafening blast. We just do this and destroy everybody. And everybody's hopes and dreams. Yes, yes, yes. No big deal. You guys gotta come back here. So Invoker, overall a pretty nutty hero right now. Everybody is trying him, even the likes of me, who has literally never played Invoker before. But yeah. Now Jakiro got two new facets, before he had Liquid Fire and Liquid Ice. Now he has both by default, however there is a catch. The catch being the fact that you can only use one at a time, so boom, spit. See, they both go on cooldown at the same time, even though we only use Liquid Fire. I specifically press the E button on them. Now here, Liquid Frost, boom, both go on cooldown. So you need to choose which one to use at any given moment in time. Usually when focusing a single target, it's, Liquid Ice because it does more damage. Of course, yes. It increases incoming damage from Jakiro, while this is more of an AoE thing, gives AoE attack speed slow and damage over time. Now yes, Jakiro has two different facets. One is called Twin Terror, which now makes it so he just deals more, has more attack damage. It literally just gives him more attack damage because, normally Jakiro, due to his innate ability, he does like half damage with every attack because he does like boom boom. You have two at a time. So naturally they had to nerf it to reduce it, but yeah, this facet straight up just gives him more attack damage. There's nothing else to really say about it. And of course, this makes core Jakiro, even scarier as of now. And this is another change I wanted to talk about. So Witchblade is now built from Orb of Venom. Orb of Venom got basically the old Orb of Venom that's split into two different items. You got Orb of Frost, which has the slowing thing, and also reduces healing. And Orb of Venom, by contrast, where is it? Yes, reduces movement and reduces healing. Yes, and Orb of Venom, meanwhile, which I can no longer find, there you go. Orb of Venom only deals damage over time. That's it. And it has a cooldown of 10 seconds because, the damage itself is more potent. But because of that, it now builds into Witchblade, which then results in, Jakiro's core abilities, so to speak, being stronger because, you get plus 150 attack range here, so right-click Jakiro is very much real and he very much can hurt you. If you look at this, you get so we take, let's take the axe, for example, our favorite training dummy, go boom. Look at this damage. That's a level 10 Jakiro against a level 18 axe. Over the course of like 5 seconds, right? What's the duration of this? Yeah. Over the course of 5 seconds, we dealt over 1,000 damage to him. A level 10 Jakiro against a level 18 axe. Let's take this line, for example, here. So literally just the D and the Q. Look at this nonsense. What is this? Yep. Again, almost 1,000 damage dealt in such a short span of time. Yes, this is the attack damage facet, Twin Terror. The other one is called Icebreaker. This is a much more of a support thing. It allows you to detonate Ice Path in order to stun the enemies again. So as you can, let's try it out. So let's drop a macro fire like this, and then Ice Path, and then boom, and it extends. There you go. Saw it right there. Okay, now can we please get rid of this macro fire? There you go. Try it again for people who didn't notice. Let's do just the liquid fire, nothing. Oh, sorry, just the Ice Path and nothing else. So boom, and then as it's about to run out, boom. There you go. I think it's actually supposed to detonate on its own once it runs out. Let me see. Yep. Okay, so if you don't pop it yourself, it's going to detonate at the end. There you go. But it basically, it can basically be used just to extend the stun duration, even without, using it right at the end. You can use it anytime you want, but it's just very convenient to do so. Basically just gives the hero more supporting, and of course, his stuff here is you get the choice, you get the best of both worlds. Again, this is a common theme that happened in this patch, is that a lot of heroes just got their facets basically built into the hero without having to choose the facet. And then Aghanims Shard. Yeah, Aghanims Shard allows you to use Liquid Fire and Liquid Frost. Hello, but on separate cooldowns. Sorry, I keep using the friggin' F for Liquid Frost instead of D, which is stupid. But yeah, very cool. And now we're finally getting to Kiz. So Kiz has two facets, which with each I think being based on his different stances, or maybe I'm just BSing because I actually never played Kiz against humans since his introduction. Nor have I played Ringmaster, but Kiz especially, Kiz is quite complicated. So yeah, what does it do again? So the first facet is called Flutter. Kiz deals extra damage on the first attack or ability after switching to Katana, and gains bonus movement speed after switching to Side. So switch to Side, well, movement speed. There you go. Wasn't that much, but it was noticeable. So now, boom, attack, switch, boom. Extra bonus damage, I think. Didn't quite see it. And the other facet is called Shadow Hawk. Triggering Shadow Side Mark from your ability to use bonus damage. When Kiz triggers the Shadow Side Mark, reduce the cooldown of Shadow Side and Cauterize Katana. Oh yeah, so yes, Shadow Side is of course the ability where you can activate it and block that. Yep, so he blocks projectiles, blocks incoming attacks, and can stun enemies using that. And yes, when you attack, reduce the cooldown. Can I do it again? Boom, there you go, reduce it again. Yep. Okay, fair enough. Okay, stop.
Shake it out.
Yes, and Cauterize Katana is the ability that you get. Yeah, it's a passive normally, but it can have a cooldown if you buy Aghanims Shard.
There?
After which it's like, it's like this stuns and deals some damage. So you're choosing between a passive that kind of always works and one that only works if you're, well, mostly only works if you're using the Side. So yeah, pretty cool stuff overall. But it's nothing like spectacular. It doesn't really, really radically change the hero. But considering how spectacular he already is, what with having 8 abilities, 9 even, almost as much as Invoker, he doesn't really need to be any more spectacular. Legion Commander. So let me hit the scales a couple times so I demonstrate. So essentially Legion Commander's facets, the dual facet, what is it called again? Spoils of War, has been reworked in such a way that, well, that sucked. Do it again.
Uh-oh.
Crystal Maiden says divide. Uh-oh. There you go. As you can see right here, press the attack is cast not just on Legion Commander herself when she wins the duel, but also on anybody who gains the dual victory bonus damage with her as well, through Spoils of War. And by default, if we switch to the other facet, where is she? Yes, and with the other facet is no longer possible. So let me demonstrate. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And then duel. Ah, god damn it, you did. Yeah. Me and then duel. There you go. There you see, no, press the attack here. Not possible. There you go. So there's the difference. Took a little bit too long to show, but that's whatever. Alright, now we come to Lich, one of the most powerful heroes of the previous patch. So now, first of all, his Ice Spire has been nerfed. So now that if you trigger Chain Frost, every time your Chain Frost hits the Ice Spire, it loses 1 HP. There you go. Yes, all of his other abilities have been nerfed. You know, there are various nerfs like, you know, cast range, damage, whatever. Yes, and the other big thing that changed is that if you level up a little bit more, and we can see right here, so if I Sinister Gaze first and then Chain Frost, it stops. It stops the Sinister Gaze. It doesn't do anything. So in order to actually, you know, to do the thing that was happening before, where the Sinister Gaze could be cast without interrupting, you need the Aghanims Scepter. It won't work otherwise. So now, of course, the Sinister Gaze is still an AoE ability, so you go like this, and boom, there you go. Axe can try and save himself. Yeah, I was gonna say he can try and save himself by attacking the Spire, but he was a little bit too slow. Oh well. But yes, well-deserved nerfs for Lich. Finally, something has been done about him. Great stuff. Keep it up. What else can I say? Alright, so Lifestealer lost his both previous facets and now gained some different ones. So first of all, there you go. So let's max that out. Let's max that out. Yes, yes. Alright, so first one, Flesh Feast. So, of course, buffs up Feast naturally. Yeah. So, boom, boom. Could go get like a Desolator or something to make this faster. Yep, there you go. So every time you kill a hero, instead of the normal 2 health you get from Corpse Eater, you get 35. So again, to reiterate, if I go here and kill this creep right here, boom, see 36 health. Sorry, it's 1, not 2, my bad. Yep, 37. 39. Yep. But from killing heroes, you gain 35 instead. Instead of 2, like it was before. This is only with the Flesh Feast passive. And also, in addition, yeah, if open wounds, if the enemy affected by open wounds dies before it ends, like so, it should, yeah, its cooldown is reset. There you go, so very nice one passive Lifestealer. I think everybody plays with this one. And the other one, if I can show here. So this is basically, first of all, only with this facet can you infest Ancients. That is no longer possible by default. And second, if you jump out of a creep, you can see they are taking damage based on how much health the creep had. So it's not just the initial burst damage, which I'm pretty sure worked anyway. Now I'm giving like Boots of Travel or something that was way too slow. Come on. There you go. Okay, give me the creep. Uh-huh. So I think you still have to get the initial burst damage. Yep, there you go. And then in addition to that, the damage from the creep health. So basically at level 6 you can do like the bestest infest gank ever with this facet, where you just go infest a giant ancient creep with tons of health, run towards the lane, explode out of the ancient creep, and deal lots and lots of damage with just that. to anyone unfortunate enough to get caught inside. But yeah, I think everybody's pleased with the Flesh Feast facet right now, and Lifestealer, I'm pretty sure, has gained a sizable chunk of win rate if we look at heroes and trends. Yeah, you can see right here, 57% win rate as of now in Crusader, 50, yeah, almost 57 again in Archon, and when it comes to Divine and Immortal, of course, it's going to be, oh, 56, almost the same, wow. Apparently it broke Lifestealer, so, yeah. Expect a WTF happened to Lifestealer video from me soon. He's gotten reworked quite a bit. So I think I'm very excited to make a video like that as well. Alright, now going back to Lina, and by going back I mean we see her right there. Well, one of the most overpowered heroes of the last patch, which was very surprising because, you know, there weren't really many changes that elevated her to this. It was just people eventually figured out that, you know, the carry way was not the way. It was actually the magic burst way that you should have been going the whole time. But yes, so first of all, they removed the old Aghanims shard, where, you know, Fiery Soul stacks increased damage from her other skills. So now the magic burst has been drastically reduced. But also, to add to that, yes, the new Aghanims shard is just this. Boom, you get an all damage barrier. I think it's based on the... Yeah, it's based on the damage she deals with that. So that's one thing. Yes, Flame Cloak has been slightly nerfed, but only slightly. It's just the duration of the buff has been reduced. The duration of the buff and nothing else. But yeah, this already substantially nerfed Lina to the point where, you know, she's no longer hot stuff. Let's just say that. I don't think Crystal Maiden necessarily became hot stuff instead of her, because, you know, siblings rivalry and all that, but yes, it's still noteworthy. Alright, now we get to the big one for me personally. This is Magnus. So, in this patch, they seem to have learned a lesson from the, you know, the Lycan facet, the Alpha Wolves facet, where you could level up wolves extra times, giving them extra abilities. So, it looks like they learned their lesson, and now they are introducing this feature to even more heroes. So, for example, Magnus here, whom I already enjoyed playing immensely even before. Now he can choose a facet called Diminishing Return, which does kind of the same thing, but for his Shockwave. So, with Diminishing Return, yes, there you go, the Shockwave can hit, you know, it's basically the old Aghanims shard. So, yes, it is. The Shockwave, whenever it reaches its climax, it returns, pulls the enemies an extra time, and deals, you know, deals a bit of reduced damage, yeah. Hits any a second time for 50% of damage. What's interesting, I'm not sure if it worked like that before or not, I didn't quite notice, but yeah, Shockwave, the return trajectory actually follows Magnus, so if you like, I think if you, let me try that, oh no. Then one for the Lion, one of that for the Magnus, of course. Blink Dagger, Magnus and Blink Dagger are completely inseparable naturally. Anyway, so... Yep, see, the trajectory actually follows Magnus, so you can do some crazy stuff with that as well. But yes, so the new Aghanim shard affects Skewered, and that is the thing where, first of all, it increases its range, but also, yes, creates, deals extra damage. Skewer deals extra damage for every tree and every obstacle that the enemy hits as they travel. So that is the one facet, and the other one is also super cool, because it's basically trying to make Magnus carry even more of a reality than it was before. I knew some pros already had set their sights on Magnus carry, but now it's even better. So what this facet does is, first of all, Magnus is permanently affected by Empowered, and second, every time he attacks, he gains more and more attack damage from Empowered. So yeah, you can farm extremely quickly with that. In fact, I want to show you something here, right here, really quick. So my very first game of this patch was with Magnus carry. I went 14-22, dealt the most damage on the team, you know, as a carry should, had the most creeps, not even close, you know, the highest GPM. I'm pretty sure that was super fun. and I really enjoyed it. Of course, I wasn't the only one doing something. We had a mid-Spirit Breaker who really went ham, and Razor, who also was pretty farmed. Had Ruby with freaking Aghanims, Yasha, and Kaya Octarine, even though he was a support, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. But I was extremely impressed with that. The build, like, it goes like Mask of Madness into Harpoon, into Blade Dagger, into, maybe Meta Style, BKB, whatever. I was extremely impressed with that. And even though, next time I went to try a build like this in another game, I got some flack from my teammates who did not understand what I was doing. But ultimately, I still won that game as well. And in particular, in general, rather, I have been spamming Magnus the whole time since the patch came out. And yeah, so far this is the first game of the patch. My win and loss of stuff looks like this. Yes, I've played just Magnus. Besides that, I played one game of support Sniper, one game of support Invoker, and yeah, the Dragon Knight and Huskar, which I already talked about before. So yeah, I've been really enjoying Magnus, and now, if you go to the mid lane with this facet, it's even, it's even better than before, which he was already pretty good in the mid lane, but now he's just absolutely amazing. I even went up against OD at some point, and still, I managed to solo kill him. Before he obviously brought it back and won the lane anyway, because it's OD, but, yes, I will definitely be playing, I want to make a video about Magnus. We'll see if we can keep up this insane win rate, because honestly, even I don't understand what's happening here. Like, I've never had so many wins in a row in ranked. This is all ranked, by the way. Yep, exactly. So yeah, I have no idea what's happening in hell, but I was extremely impressed, and I hope to continue doing this in the future. Marcy got changed substantially as well, So obviously, when I was paused with my Dota gameplay in these past 5 years or 6 years before 2024, I didn't play Dota, in case you aren't familiar with me yet. Yes, I haven't played Dota between basically 2019 and 2024. So it was like I went on a 5-year hiatus. But yes, so Marcy was introduced within that period of time. So I wasn't too familiar with her, but I played some games with her and really enjoyed playing her. In various roles as well, be it offlane, support, In the mid lane, I don't think I've done anything, but that's still pretty cool. Yes, her innate got buffed even further. Yes, you have an ability with the, 4-minute cooldown. Yeah, it has to be 4, like 240 divided by 60 is 4. Yeah, 4-minute cooldown ability where in addition to the extra HP of couriers, you can instantly summon your courier to you once every 4 minutes. Even if the courier didn't exist, there you go, now it exists. And yes, the other one is called Body System, where every time Marcy heals, it also heals the ally whom she has been partnered with, using the Bodyguard ability, which yes, the sidekick and bodyguard things have been removed, and only Bodyguard remains now. So it's not permanent like Sidekick used to be. Now you only have the Bodyguard thing whenever it works. So for example, if I were to ult and then use that, look at this. There you go. So that's the Body System facet. Of course, Bodyguard is always enabled by default, but with Body System, yes, all damage you deal will heal your partner. All damage your partner deals will heal you as well. Alright, now her second facet is called, let's go Pick Me Up. Yes, this is the more ridiculous one, at least in terms of concept. So there are 2 modes you can do with your rebound with this facet. So one is you just jump, like usual, and the other mode is you jump together with your ally. It is completely bananas. I do not understand what the thought process was here. I think if you buff the range, of course, you can jump even further. Let's see it. So, yeah. Just bring your carrier right on top of the enemy support and destroy them in 3 seconds. Marvelous. I love to see it. But also, she has an even more fun facet this is probably more fun, strictly speaking, because, you can jump together with your ally and lift your allies. You can lift friggin', I don't know, if I create a Primal Beast here, for example, like if I create a Primal Beast here, level them up a little bit, and then you go, boom, and bring a giant dinosaur with you, That is quite insane, and I love it. But anyway, yes, so there's another, I think, an even more powerful facet for Marcy that I saw people playing, and it's this one. Every time she uses Rebound,
Always watching.
he has a mini Unleash. There you go. Yeah, 3-strike Fury combo. There you go. So every time she jumps, boom, shabba-dabba-dabba-dab, boom. A whole bunch of extra damage, and then you do this, and then you know, buddy, whatever, and then you can activate the real Unleash as well, probably like instantly. Let me try it actually. And there you go. It's a level 30 Lion, by the way, with a Khanda as well for extra health. Pretty dirty stuff. Let me see if we jump on this Ringmaster. Maybe it's gonna do more damage. And then there you go. Almost just kill him like that. Again, in 3 seconds. Absolutely ridiculous. And that's why we love Dota, right? Alright, with Medusa you get the new facet called Undulation. Where first of all she runs around a lot faster, apparently. Yes. It cannot be slowed, so if we see here, for example, we are crawling besides that Axe, which if you didn't know, Axe is already a hard counter to Medusa, our speed is still 310. Yes, so you move slower, and the boots do not affect this, I'm pretty sure, let me see. Nope, still 310, even with boots. And if we buy, for example, a Yasha, it's still 310. And if we activate this, there you go, freaking race card at 465. I think for this kind of build you need an Oxyrene core because like you're gonna be real slow in other ways, because maybe it's like a support Medusa build or something, I'm not entirely sure, because you know normally you're at 275, which is fairly slow, but then you buy boots, you buy Yasha, and all of a sudden you're 355, that's already way faster. And of course, you know, movement speed increases your farming speed as well, so that's another big deal. That's also another very important thing, so yes, I'm not entirely sure why this, I guess, if you know your enemies have a lot of slows, you can pick this, but then again, you know, by reducing your movement speed, which you will benefit from boots and Yasha, you are also reducing your farming speed, so yeah, I'm kind of skeptical. I think it's only for supports. And even then, kind of dubious, because, you know, I guess nobody really wants to focus support Medusa, but anyway, it feels kind of bad. But also, yes, Aghanims Scepter now gives your the old talent at level, I think it was 25 or something. But yeah, Split Shot uses modifiers that is now granted by Aghanims Scepter. So if we do here, only one target, and then we buy Aghanims Scepter, and suddenly everybody gets through. There you go. Alright, so Mirana is now an agility hero again, instead of universal, like she used to be before. So yes, she got both of her facets removed. The Moonlight Shadow is her default ultimate, so her other ultimate with the, you know, attack damage for everybody is no more. The first facet is called Starstruck, where, yes, the secondary, specifically the secondary Starstorm, deals more damage and also blinds enemies, so causes them to miss attacks, of course. So if we refresh again here, have our Lina attack us, and then booms, boom, and then miss, 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 boom. There you go. And now Leap. Leap only has 2 charges by default. It seems like, or maybe it was always 2, I'm not entirely sure. But yes, so the other facet is called Leaps and Bounds. And what it does is enemies get rooted every time you land a leap. So this is clearly more of a support facet, as you're able to leap around and root multiple enemies like this. And then Aghanims Shard has also been reworked. You know, before it did the whole wave thing, extra damage, but now instead what it does is gives another leap charge, and also boom, causes critical strikes to happen for a couple seconds after landing. So this is the Aghanims Shard is now very much a carry item, and like even more so than it used to be before. So pretty good stuff overall. And yes, with her being an agility hero, she of course benefits less from items like Eye of Scotty, or let's say, well, Eye of Scotty first and foremost. Yes, maybe something like Manta Style, a little bit less damage from that. But at the same time, she has you know, a lot more straightforward. I think she has more damage at early levels, especially if you just build agility like Wraith Band and so on. That should definitely give you more damage than before. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Alright, Monkey King. So basically the same thing happened to Monkey King as did to Magnus, where if you pick the Simian Stride facet, you can now level up the leap thing, pre-dance an extra time, which then results in your leap having no cooldown at all. So before, of course, Simian Stride was, you know, you were able to jump with no cooldown if your Monkey King had more, had 100 HP, or close to 100% HP, sorry. And now it's just in the level up. Just to get to level 9, which yes, you need level 9 to learn that. And boom, you're set. Doesn't matter how much health you have, as long as you can lose your enemies for, what is it? Yeah, as long as you can lose your enemies for like 3 seconds, you can now then jump. And it will just keep jumping and jumping and jumping. Even more annoying, eh? Alright, so Morphling. First of all, his adaptive strikes have been morphed back into one, like it used to be a long time ago. Second, his waveform no longer attacks enemies by default. This only happens if you have the Ebb facet, which makes your primary attribute agility. If you have the Flow facet, by contrast, agility amplifies your spell damage. So for example, if you buy a butterfly here, where is it? Butterfly. We can do see a little bit more damage. If we max out adaptive strike, yes, reduce our strength to 0, so now we have 120 HP. Just go boom. That's level 30. What about level 11? Boom, half health. There you go. That's what Flow does. Your primary attribute is strength, but you're still encouraged to be full agility because you can do this. Amazing. Alright, now from where to I think they reworked the Aghanims scepter ability. The reason I'm saying I think is because I never actually built Aghanims on her while she was, you know, in the last patch, and I've never even played her against people at all, only with bots. So basically what it does is makes Deadshot a much more potent AoE disable. Oh yeah, you can see right here. Gigantic range, and it does more damage as well. So I'm guessing it's more like a support slash nuker build, which relies less on the right clicks. Which sounds kind of weird from where to, because you know that's her whole thing, but yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yes.
And everybody goes where you tell them to.
It seems okay.
Not entirely sure how powerful it is. That sounds, you know, that sounds kind of weak for Aghanims Scepter ability.
I'm there.
Maybe I'm missing something here, but for me it just feels very underwhelming. Alright, so Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet got his Facets reworked a little bit, as well as his innate ability. So if we look right here, okay, so first of all, first thing, so if we plant a tree and eat it with a tango, of course we get a much longer tango, right? So what is it? Comes with 3 charges. Yeah, an iron tree doubles the heal amount, so we are going to be regenerating for 32 seconds instead of 16. Now, if you look at this facet, Soothing Saplings, no, same thing. You can see it's also very long. So yes, with Soothing Saplings, you can know if the trees placed by your sprout, or you know, have the same effect as the ironwood trees as far as tangos are concerned. So that's pretty cool. It allows you to be an even better support hero. Because yes, this is already a support-oriented facet, and this makes it even better. Yes, and now on to the treeing thing. So of course, if you're in the trees, you get bonus attack damage, as we already know. But now, instead of the damage changing over time, it's always 4% per tree. But instead, with the levels, it's the ultimate.
By my shaggy
It's the, it levels up with the ultimate, and with its levels, instead of the bonus damage, it's the radius that changes. So the radius becomes much greater than it used to be, allowing the Nature's Prophet to actually accumulate this damage much more conveniently. Especially considering, the treants and the sprout, all of these things, it's much more convenient to have them and actually make the innate work. Because, before it was like, what was it, like 300 radius, that was really hard to accumulate a lot of trees, but now the radius is much larger at high levels of Wrath of Nature, which means it's much easier to actually build the stuff up. So, even though the bonus damage itself is now smaller at max levels, bonus damage per tree that is, it actually ends up being larger specifically because of the increased radius. Night Stalker got the minus treatment as well, so they removed his Blinding Void facet, and now instead he has Void Bringer. Level 5 Void deals even more damage, and has an even better duration, and also creates yeah, I think it's an AoE ability now. So, what is it? Oh yeah, and during the night it becomes an AoE instead of a unit target. I can't show it here because it's daytime. Maybe I can switch to night? Ah, nighttime, there you go. Boom, there you go. See, I'm not targeting the hero right here. Boom, there you go. So, much more potent. I haven't played with that yet, but I'm really interested. I already like playing Night Stalker, especially with the Night Facet. Now, of course, this is the opposite facet, but it could still, produce some really nice results, as far as I'm concerned. Phantom Assassin had another major change to the facets as well. However, this one doesn't increase the levels of anything. Instead, what it does is... yeah, first of all, it builds the blur, the old Veiled One thing, into the Phantom Assassin's normal kit. Sorry, I messed it up. So if I go here, start attacking, you can see I am still invisible, even though I'm attacking. This was only possible with the Veiled One facet. Now it's possible with this one. But the new facet that replaced the Veiled One is called Sweet Release. Let's just, let's go free spells. There you go. So basically, you keep spamming the Stifling Dagger. It builds up on an enemy, and for every enemy that was there,
Yes.
you get another Stifling Dagger. Oh, sorry. And for every single stack of Stifling Dagger that you built up, it throws an additional dagger at the enemies. Boom, there you go. It throws a dagger at one dagger per enemy. So if we go here and... yep. One dagger per enemy regardless of the amount of the stacks. But yes, the important part is the fact that essentially you can kind of create a similar effect to the Drow Aghanims, where, every time an enemy with a high amount of stacks of frost arrows dies, it explodes, releasing additional damage to all enemies around. This is the same thing, but it's just one dagger per enemy, so not quite as potent. But still, considering its scales of attack damage, it might actually be more potent, so never mind. So the other Phantom of the Lance-Bearing variety also got another new facet. So, basically what happens is, as you build up those little things, the illusions... God, I wish I built them freaking faster. Let's do this. Maybe that's gonna help. Yep. And then... okay, this doesn't work. Yeah, this doesn't work because Axe actually fights back. We need a hero who won't fight back. I think we can create a Pudge here, maybe. Yeah. Enemy... where is it? Yeah, I don't think so. I have to delete somebody. Okay, let's delete the Skyrath Mage.
The ghastly Eerie will miss me not.
Enemy, there you go. Level max. Okay, so let's try this again without dying this time. So, whoop, pow, 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 pow. So we have now got tons of these, and then, boom! Okay, how's about we... let's give him a couple hearts of Tarask so he doesn't die as easily. Okay, you guys leave. Go away. Alright, let's... oh, you know what? I'm gonna do it another way. So we build up, build up, build up, build up, then boom. Boom. So basically, yes, what happens here is that every spirit lance thrown by the copy is now actually real. Yes, it might sound ridiculous because it's all about illusions and deceit, but yes, all of these guys will also throw real copies of a spirit lance, but of course every copy every copy thrown by an illusion will deal less damage, not nearly as much as the original. So this is one change that I wanted to talk about, but the other change that is also related to Phantom Lancer is the newly reworked Revenant's Brooch. So essentially, Revenant's Brooch is now an item that is always on. It's passive, and what it does is it gives every attack a chance to do basically a critical strike, but the damage of the strike, the bonus damage, will be magical. So, for example, here, the most important thing is that I'm pretty sure, yep, you can see it right there. His copies, the juxtaposed copies can also benefit from that. So they do tons of damage now with just this item. So, before it was, Diffusal Blade was all the rage for Phantom Lancer. Yes, before Diffusal Blade was all the rage for Phantom Lancer, but now it's this thing, it's the Revenant's Brooch. Everybody says it's super broken. I haven't tried it myself, but I wonder if it like completely replaces Diffusal Blade, so you just rush the Brooch first before pretty much anything else, and then maybe go Aghanims and whatever, Manta style, whatever. I have not tried that yet. I've played only 2 games of carry, and they have both been Magnus so far. So there is that. They're really interesting rework. I'm kind of hoping to test it out on Sniper as well, because Sniper is a hero that I often found out is overlooked and underestimated, but at the rank I play at, it is actually... it can actually be quite powerful. So if, I wonder if I go like full magic damage like this, if maybe I can do some serious damage even through armor, like you say, There you go. Because, we have those magical crits, we have the MKB proc, and we have the lightning, so overall a pretty powerful combination, which I am hoping I can try out. And yes, Maelstrom only builds into Mjolnir now, no longer builds into Gleipnir. I already described that. In terms of changes to Sniper, since I already skipped forward to that, well, pretty much the only change they did is to show everybody when he's actually using Take Aim. So nothing too special. But now I can forget about Sniper for the purposes of this video, so I wanted to get that out the way straight away. Alright, Phoenix has been changed, his Sunray facet has been changed, so now he actually does not only way more damage at the end of the hot spot, at the end of the Sunray, it also gives much more, much more of these stacks. What are they called? Blinding Sun, I think, right? Yeah, Blinding Sun stacks, which give the enemies mischance. So, yes, the much more of these stacks will be granted at the end of the Sunray to correspond with the whole facet thing where you're already trying to do a max range Sunray. So, I guess it kind of rewards skillful play, but how much it truly does, I suppose, remains to be seen. Alright, now we get to Pudge. This is probably one of the most fun parts in addition to Magnus, at least as far as I'm concerned. So, basically, his player's hook facet has been removed because it is now an Aghanims shard. So, if I hook without shard, boom, there you go, complete the normal hook. And then, where are you going? Yes, and then with Aghanims shard, there you go. You saw that. I think you saw the blood particles, right? Or never mind, you didn't, because I didn't actually buy Aghanims shard for Pudge. I bought it for Ringmaster. Excellent. Anyway, whew. Yep, there you go. Way more damage. And what you need for that is Aghanims shard. But his new facet called Rotten Core is way cooler because it's basically like you activate Rot and suddenly you increase your attack damage. Here, 63, 72, yes, it slowly builds up over the course of like 5 seconds, but then rapidly decays if you turn up your Rot. So basically what it encourages you to do is to get like attack damage items such as, or you know, just, how do I say it, just attack items. Right click items is what I should say, like Mask of Madness, maybe like Echo Saber or something. Where is it? Echo Saber. And you go like turn this on and then bam, 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 bam. You actually start doing pretty sizable chunks of damage. You can see right here at, you know, almost doubles the normal attack damage. Well, it doesn't double it. I think the bonus is, what is it? Yeah, 16%. The bonus is 16% per second. And it caps out at what exactly? Sorry. So after 80% bonus attack damage from this new facet. So really cool. Of course, you know, Pudge is still everybody's favorite. I'm pretty sure. Now this opens up a new possibility of playing him. I'm not sure how viable it is. From what I have seen, it's not very viable yet because I actually faced carry Pudge on the opposing team that hasn't quite worked. But we'll see. Maybe people figure out like a better way to do it or something. It definitely works for Magnus, I can tell you that. Queen of Pain, her her Succubus facet, which I think before was yes, it was a facet, is now just her innate ability. But if you go for the new facet, which is called Bondage, as opposed to Masochist, you can now lifesteal.
One eternity.
Oh, never mind. Okay, no. I finally got it. Okay. Since I haven't seen or played Queen of Pain, really, I am a little bit confused, but yeah, so. This makes her return damage to enemies, as you can see right here. But this one actually makes her damage herself and deal more to enemies that way. Okay, that makes sense. So she has lifesteal in both cases, but yeah, one of them makes her damage herself, the other one makes her return damage that the enemies deal to her. Yep, there you go. That was unexpectedly difficult. Alright, so now Ringmaster. Now, of course, you all know already what Ringmaster does, but yeah, in case you don't know, here. Boom, here. Very simple. Escape act. Don't take damage while you're inside that. Impalement arts is, yeah, slow and damage over time. And then, of course, the ring, the big one. Boom. There you go. Very simple. So the facets. He has this thing called Souvenir, where every time an enemy hero dies next to him, there you go. You get a souvenir every time an enemy dies near you, and then you can use that to your advantage. So the facets affect those souvenirs. So the Carney classics are those that existed before. The Funhouse Mirror, Strongman, Tonic, and Ruby Cushion, and the other ones are awaited by. Very cool, very funny. Yes. Okay, now I got the Unicycle, which is, yep, I wasted it, unfortunately. Yep, so the Unicycle allows you to ride around really fast. Unfortunately, if you crash into a tree or an enemy hero, you will instantly dismount, but it normally gives you a pretty big size of movement speed. A chunk of movement speed for 10 seconds, which is a pretty good amount. And this one is Crystal Ball, which scan the targeted area within global range. So it's basically like a long-range scan. If I send the Pudge there, and then meow, meow. Oh, see? The Pudge entered the area, it's now red. Oh. Yes, well, we get another chance of using the unicycle. There you go. La 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 la. Go. Look at this. Yeah, as long as you're proficient at controlling this thing, it can take you insane, like insane distances, truly.
Where do they all fit?
Where do they all fit? Yeah, also he's voiced by John Delancey. I'm pretty sure he voices Alarak in Heroes of the Storm. So that's another advantage. Look at this handsome devil. Yes. So there you go. That's the facet for Ringmaster. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how you're supposed to choose the facets. I'm guessing it depends on what the enemy heroes are, because, you know, the mirror... Well, the mirror only creates a copy of Ringmaster, right? So it's not very useful against illusion heroes, like I was about to say, but yeah. I'm sure there are lots of people brainstorming this already, and eventually we'll give you what you desire, the answers that you desire. Shadow Shaman, his cluster clock thing has been removed. Now, the cluster clock has been removed where he creates 3 chickens. It's now Aghanims Shard. And instead of that, you got a facet where a very simple one. You turn the enemy into a chicken for 1 second when you attack them. With a 15-second cooldown. You can do something really funny if you do 3 spells, because you just permanently keep them as chickens. Never mind, you don't. Interesting. Okay, yeah, 3 spells, I guess, doesn't affect cooldowns that are passive? Not entirely sure. Maybe I just found a bug. But yes, the other interesting thing is that, first of all, his Aghanim Scepter has been reworked. This Aghanim Shard now let me see. There you go. Them's to chickens. And the duration of like the buff, the movement speed, the immunity, I'm pretty sure has been increased. But yeah, the other interesting part is the Aghanim Scepter.
I like my chances.
Because yes, if you buy the Aghanim Scepter, what happens now is if you shackle an ally, the ally can just walk around and will zap everybody else, everybody around them, with Ether Shot. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, level up some more, increase the duration of shackles. There you go. Now this cannot be done at infinite distance. For example, if the hero walks further than 2,000 units, it's supposed to be torn up. But yeah, it's really cool because like you can cast it on an initiator, and then the initiator blinks in and causes absolute ruckus, and you just destroy everybody with such massive amounts of damage. Alright, silencers. So they changed the functionality of last word, so it works like it used to before. And yes, the duration of arcane curse is of course paused while the target is silenced, as per usual. So that is the main change. Unfortunately, they didn't bring back the Aghanims upgrade, where last word used to be an AoE ability. The Aghanims Scepter upgrade is still that curse is applied to everybody. And yes, it is still based on the deals damage based on the intelligence difference. So if we do this, I'm pretty sure she's gonna die, but okay, never mind. Yeah, damage based on intelligence difference, right? Yep, exactly. So once again, a lot more damage, but a little bit less crowd control, because I'm pretty sure the previous iteration was the aura that automatically silenced people who cast the spell around him or something like that.
Sweet deal.
I'm not sure why, but it didn't really help the silencer, you know, gain any sort of respectable position in the win rates, I'm pretty sure. So, at the very least, I guess this might bring him back. We'll see. So yeah, Slark's Dark Reef Renegade Facet got buffed up a little bit. So it's basically just, yeah. In addition to the effects of Barracuda, every time you're affected by Barracuda, you also reduce the enemy's armor by 3. So right here, if I do this, armor reduced by 3. Now the problem is this doesn't stack with itself, and the reduction is very small, like say literally just friggin' what is it? Yeah. It's... where is it? Oh yeah. 1 armor without the ultimate, 4 armor at the maximum level of ultimate, even though, you know, even though it doesn't stack with itself, just 4 armor when everybody's level 18 and has like armor in the 20s at least is just ridiculously bad. I really do not understand what they meant by this. Maybe they're testing something out, or maybe they meant for it to stack, but it ended up not stacking. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's not good. I do not know what the point of that was. Spectre now is a universal hero, so more damage in the late game. Of course, more benefits from Skadi, Manta, and similar caliber of items. Besides that, she also has a new ability where, first of all, her reality thing has a much lower cooldown. It's now 1.5 seconds by default. So even with the Forsaken Facet, I can still cast it all I want. And yes, the trade-off that for the Forsaken Facet is that Desolate now does a lot more damage. Okay, that doesn't do it justice. I'm sorry. There you go. That's a lot of damage, right? Even though we only have 1 level of Desolate, it's already so much damage. Yes, but it can no longer be triggered by illusions. So the old combo of what is this, Shadow Step Reality on somebody and then Manta Split to triple the damage of Desolate will no longer work, for the simple reason that, yeah, no longer works on illusions. I'm not entirely sure if it's useful at all. It's really hard to say. It seems to me like it's just hot garbage. I really do not understand what was supposed to be accomplished with it. But they sure as hell didn't accomplish much. Let's just say that. Spirit Breaker has a new facet. They removed the imbalanced facet, which I don't actually remember what it did, so I'm terribly sorry about that. But now he has a facet where every time he bashes an enemy hero, he increases the chance of a subsequent bash. So I get an Octarine Core here to make it even more, even better. Octarine Core, Moon Shard. Where's Moon Shard? How do I get Moon Shard? Hello? Oh, here. Right.
With skipping grace.
Enemies need killing.
Like a wildfire.
Onward. The beast.
Yeah, so if we do this, and then boom, boom, boom. Chance increased by chances at 64%. There you go. You saw how much he bashed him. That was insane. We can even put another hero there.
A slice of the action.
Again, can you guys like die?
Into war's teeth.
There you go. Finally. Okay, yeah. So do this again. Do this. Boom, boom, boom. 68%, 85%. And I think it's gonna stay at 85% for a while here. Yep. 68. Oh, it's going down. Okay, never mind. There you go. So yeah, pretty funny. I still have yet to see how well it actually works. I haven't seen too much of it. Like I said, I saw a mid-Spirit Breaker, but he was relying much more on burst damage instead of this stuff. So yeah, I am still not entirely sure if it actually works at all or not. His base attack time is still, what is it? Yeah, I think his base attack time is still like 1.9 or something, but yeah. Otherwise, it looks pretty cool on paper. Whether or not it actually is worth something remains to be seen. Alright, hello again. This is me from 2 days after, or 2 days later, I should say. Had to, unfortunately, stop the recording and attend to some other things because, still married, still a father of 2, lots of stuff to do every day, so it's part of the reason why I haven't been recording for so long, but it's not the only reason. But anyway, so, coming back to everybody's favorite techies. Yes, so techies got their most popular facet reworked. So Spoon Stash used to allow you to use items in your backpack. This is no longer possible. Instead, let me demonstrate real quick. So take Maelstrom, put it in the stash. I have Mindbreaker too, but yeah, anyway. Boom, boom, Boom. Boom. See, 0 Mjolnir lightning procs, so pretty much. So instead what this facet does, it still exists, but what it does instead is basically it stacks up every enchantment, as you can read right here. Yes, so it stacks all the previous enchantments from all previous tiers whenever you craft a new item, so I wonder if we can... Alright, let me try something to show you here. So for example, Shovel, Mystical, there you go. Then we go Essence Ring, Denied, Nemesis Curse, what is tough, and then, I don't know, Crossbow, Timeless, and then, where is it, Stygian Desolator, Evolved. Alright, so, it only shows Evolved, I guess. Yeah, I think it's because I didn't craft them, but yeah. It's really hard to demonstrate like this, but you get the idea. Every time you craft a new neutral item, the enchantment, the right-hand column, the bonuses from that are stacked into the new item that you just crafted. So, hard to say how strong it is or how strong it's going to be. I guess it's going to take time before we find out. But, yeah, it's definitely people's reaction so far where it's definitely not nearly as good as the previous one. But I suppose we shall see. Shut up, announcer. I don't care about towers, this is the wrong move for that. Alright, Templar Assassin. So she got a brand new facet, which is called Hidden Reach. So basically, if you have some patience and spend 1 second within your meld before attacking, the range is going to dramatically increase. So let me demonstrate here. So if I meld here, attack, nope, has to walk out, or walk towards him. Alright, and now, there you go. Very simple facet. I'm not entirely sure if it's better than the other ones. I think, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think Refractor might still be just straight up better, because, you know, every time you consume a shield charge, you get another attack charge. That sounds, I don't know, way better. Especially during team fights, you're going to be constantly doing high damage instead of having to wait for a cooldown. Something to try out and find out, I suppose. Tiny had his crash landing facet dramatically nerfed. So instead of the damage is basically get nerfed substantially. It is the same at all levels now, and it's basically the same as it used to be at level 1. But his normal toss damage is now significantly larger. So regardless of the facet, your toss will still be doing, you know, almost the same damage. Crash landing only gives a 20% bonus, but otherwise the damage is still much bigger than it used to be. And also Avalanche has been altered so that if the unit is tossed into the Avalanche, that does not change the damage. You can see right here about the same damage. Of course, you know, I can't really demonstrate that, or... Actually, you know what? I think I can. One moment. Let's max out Avalanche instead of Toss in order to demonstrate this. So normal Avalanche, boom, 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 boom. And then, if we Toss, boom, 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 boom. See? Damage is almost the same. Only accounted for extra Toss damage, but yes, Avalanche now does 400 damage at level 4. So much, much more powerful, but yes, it is not... It now no longer does bonus damage to tossed units. So yes, the skill cap on Tiny has been reduced drastically, but, you know, it's still fine. Still playable, just a little bit simplified, shall we say. Alright, Troll Warlord. Now this is one of the more interesting ones in the patch. So Troll Warlord, they made it so he is a bad influence facet, also removes the attack speed cap on himself. So if we just, yeah, quickly level up this axe to max, get it axe to max, give him a couple hearts of Taras so he can actually take the damage. And then we just go, let me see, thousand moon shards, and then, so... Yep. Professional voice actor right there, professional sound effects, but yes, so... Troll Warlord Battle Trance, where if you go for the Bad Influence facet, Battle Trance now Yes, now reduces removes the attack speed cap. You can get as much attack speed as you like, and it will still work. If you weren't aware, before, I think max limit of attack speed was like 500 or something like that. It could not go before that. It was physically impossible, but now it's no longer impossible because if you pick this facet, the cap is removed. And also, yes, it increases the max forward stacks from 10 to 15, whenever battle trances active, of course, to give you even more attack speed in case you ever needed any. Yes. If you get like if you get items like Revenant's Brooch, the damage is going to be completely off the roof. Or is it off the roof? Through the roof, sorry, through the roof, of course. So, like this. Yep, see, and he's no longer dying now because you got an actual, like, damage item instead of just attack speed. So yeah, level 7 Troll Warlord versus level 30 Axe with 2 hearts. And this is what happens. So yes, Revenant's Brooch is a really good item on Troll Warlord, but of course, another item commonly purchased on Troll Warlord, and another one I'm going to talk about here, is Abyssal Blade. So Abyssal Blade has been reworked. If we see here, it is now made from Skullbasher, Recipe, and Sunge. So basically, what you can do in the early game is buy a Sunge and Yasha, which get nerfed, but like barely. See, 7.38 status resistance decreased from 25% to 20%. I think if this bonus exists at all, the status resistance bonus, unless it gets nerfed like all the way down to 10%, it will still be just as broken as before, just due to its nature, you know? Having reduced duration of things like Dismember, things like, of course, Berserker's Call. Having reduced duration on all those things will significantly impact the game anyway. Even if it gets changed, you know, even if it's reduced by 20% of what it was before, so from 25 to 20, it's still massively significant, but yeah, it doesn't end there, because in the late game you can disassemble it, and then buy yourself an Abyssal Blade, and then of course upgrade, you know, sell the Yasha, or upgrade the Yasha to the Manta style, or to the Yasha and Kaya, because you're going for Revenant's Brooch anyway, and Revenant's Brooch does magical damage, which is buffed by Yasha and Kaya. So, yeah. Overall, even though Sanji and Yasha got nerfed, I feel like in reality it got buffed strictly because of this. But of course, you know where you give some, or where you take some, rather, you have to give some as well. And in this case, the giving is done by Heaven's Halberd, which is now, instead of Sanj, built from Vanguard. Not only that, it no longer even gives evasion, even though it costs almost as much as Sanj now, so much less than before. It's still a useful item, right? It still does the same thing. But instead of evasion, it now gives damage block. So yeah, basically recipes of of Heaven's Halberd and Abyssal Blade got swapped around a little bit, and in addition, Heaven's Halberd is much cheaper, but no longer gives evasion. Another significant item rework. So next significant rework comes to Windranger, who had both of her facets replaced. Yes, the Whirlwind is no longer a thing, it no longer exists. You only now have Focus Fire, there is no alternative, but yes, the new facets are also pretty cool. So, first of all, Shackle Shot can shackle multiple enemies now, and as you can see, plus 97 damage. I think the damage, yeah, the bonus attack damage increases for, yep, there you go. The bonus attack damage increases per unit hit. So if I get the axe in here as well, it's going to be hurt. Yep, it's now still 97 for some reason. What happened? Not sure. And apparently even trees also trigger this thing. So let me see right here. Oh, that didn't hit the axe at all. That's kind of bad, but yes. The main takeaway is that Shackle Shot can shackle even more things now. Yep. 133, there we go. Yep. Shackle more heroes, get more damage. Shackle more creeps, get even more damage. Very simple, very straightforward, and super useful, I guess. This is for like a carry build, more carry-oriented build, as you're going to be gaining significant attack damage, which you then can of course use with your Focus Fire and whatnot. I think Shackle Shot duration also increases with talent. Yeah, plus 0.75 seconds. Not too much, but If you also get a timeless artifact in the late game, it could be like, what is it? It's 3.1 like this, then 0.75 from the talent, that's going to be almost 4 seconds, and with timeless, it's probably going to be like 5 seconds, so a 5-second stun that gives you bonus damage the more things you hit with it, so really cool, really nice, and of course, probably makes Windranger a lot more dangerous in the late game. But the other interesting thing is the other facet, which is called, what is it called? Yeah, it's called blah blah blah, which is called Kill Shot. So let me demonstrate. Let's say I hit this Pudge a lot until he, he stopped because I told her to stop. Nice. Yeah, so of course, level 3 Pudge has 2800 health. I'm barely tickling him, but the interesting thing is going to happen when I fully level up my, yes. Okay, that's it, that's enough. And now look, he has, let him regenerate the health a little bit. Actually, you know what, I'll get him a Octarine Core, let's see. Just in case, just to demonstrate. It's a 500 health, right? Power Shot does 470 damage, so shouldn't kill it, right? Well, what do you know? He dies anyway. This is due to the other facet called Kill Shot, where... So, normally, Power Shot is just a Power Shot. Oh wait, refreshing... Yeah, right. That was a dumb idea by me. Refreshing also, gets his health right back up, but yeah. Reduce you to below 10% health, which is, in this case, is like 300 something. If the Power Shot, reduces it to this kind of damage, or this kind of HP, then he dies anyway, so right now 500. You see 470 right here, the hero has 550, boom! There you go. So basically, Windranger can have the Ancient Apparition ultimate as early as level 1. I quickly switch heroes here to demonstrate. Attack! See, he's rotting, has 3800 HP, level 30 Pudge. Nothing to sniff at, really. So the Power Shot max damage right now is, 170. It doesn't increase the damage, it's just, you need to charge it up in order for it to be at maximum. So yeah, 300 something like this, and then bam, there you go, and instantly level up to 8, from 1 to 8. Amazing. Level 1, got the Ancient Apparition ultimate, no big deal. Next up, Winter Wyvern has gotten even more powerful now. So, first of all, her one facet Winterproof. Okay, she had both of her facets removed and new ones added, so you can now cast, yes, Winterproof allows you to cast Cold Embrace on buildings, after which they will gain bonus damage as well. So of course it doesn't heal buildings, because that would be absolutely insane. So it doesn't heal buildings, but still protects them from damage, just like it would protect the hero from physical damage, that is. And yes, it also works the same way on allies. After the ally, no, not this. So after the ally comes out of the cocoon, they're going to deal extra damage. Look at this. Okay, you get out of here. So, boom, it's over. Yes, 70 plus 54. There you go. Very nice indeed. However, the other facet seems, at least on the outset, to be much more broken, and I will demonstrate shortly why. Oh yeah, also Winter Wyvern is an intelligence hero, by the way, so her damage got a bit nerfed, but of course at early levels it's gotten increased too in order to compensate, but yes. So, Recursive. The facet is called Recursive. What does it do? You can probably guess by its name. There you go. If the target of the Winter's Curse dies, it's going to be recast on another target. The duration will be reduced. Yes, 50% as long. And in addition to that, okay, I didn't gain a kill for that, but yeah. In addition, the targets of Winter's Curse, I think it's just the target, right? Sorry, where is it? No, all cursed enemies take 125% from Winter Wyvern. And it applies to physical, magical, and pure damage. So this is like a more of a right-click oriented build, I guess, because you can do significantly more damage if we just, yeah, up. Significantly more damage and significantly, you know, kill the target within a significantly smaller amount of time, and then also possible continuation of crowd control on other targets. Other enemy heroes is quite devastating indeed. Now, I'm not a professional Winter Wyvern player, but I feel like just if you get this facet and then like a Witchblade Blink Dagger or something, you're going to be absolutely destroying people for quite a while, at least before they get a Lincoln Sphere or something. And the other two rather smaller item reworks that also happened are they reworked Mage Slayer as well as Orb of Corrosion, but only their recipes. The effects pretty much remain the same. They might have been, you know, slightly had their numbers slightly altered, but otherwise the effects are pretty much the same. You can see right here. So reduces armor, slows their movement speed, and reduces healing. So this is now built from Orb of Frost, which is, you know, slow and reduces healing, as well as Orb of Blight, which is just the renamed the renamed Orb of what is it? No, not Orb of Blight, Blightstone. Yeah, there you go, renamed Blightstone. And Mage Slayer. Well, Mage Slayer is now built from Orb of Venom, the new Orb of Venom. Cornucopia, interestingly enough, Gloves of Haste, as well as Cloak. So, it no longer gives intelligence, but now gives some health regen and damage from Cornucopia. There you go. But the effect is still pretty much the same. Look at this. Yep. Yeah, Orb of Corrosion did not affect them for whatever reason, but oh well. Well, it just runs out very quickly because they're melee heroes, of course. Yeah, makes sense. I rarely use Mage Slayer. I kind of forget it exists in the game because it's like a mid-game item. It's not super expensive, but it's also not super cheap, so typically I just end up skipping it because, you know, it's not a save item. It is pretty useful, it's very useful, but yeah, I just kind of keep forgetting that it exists. So that about covers all the changes I wanted to cover. There are, of course, some other changes This list that I listed here, get it, is by no means exhaustive. There are also tons of other smaller changes. For example, there has been a whole bunch of other talents. You know, talents have been reshuffled around for many heroes. Some other heroes have been changed from, you know, intelligence to universal, or universal to intelligence, or universal to agility, or the other way around. Happened to some of them as well. For example, Darkseer. I didn't cover Darkseer, but I mentioned that, you know, it got the intelligence switch. Some Aghanims shards also got changed around a little bit, but from my understanding, they aren't like super significant yet. So this is about all I wanted to show you for today, so I greatly appreciate you coming in, watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it to let me know you enjoyed it so I can make more videos like this in the future. Of course, you know, the gameplays, my gameplay videos of the new patch are also coming soon, at least, you know, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan. And yes, I will be looking forward to seeing you again around here. But for now, this is all I've got for you for today, so goodbye, take care everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day.